This is Valley News Live at 10.
Good evening and thanks for joining us here at 10. From pulling out of the garage to leaving the runway, travelers are already dealing with headaches from our winter weather, and more is on its way. Valley News Team's Kellen Harmon caught up with some travelers and has our story.
It only takes one look out a window to remember that we're still in the middle of a winter storm. The effects from the winter storms are being felt across the country with delays from roads to the air. Those delays were observed at Hector International Airport, where several flights experienced delays from the weather across North Dakota and other states. While they started in different locations, all those who arrived came to the same site.
A lot of coats and a lot of winter wear being shuffled around along the airplanes.
Eventually we got on the flight 2 hours late. I think I was flying through a whiteout the whole way here. Really? Yeah. Didn't see anything but snow the whole way.
I mean, it seems a little crazy because you can't really necessarily see anything out the window. It's all covered in snowflakes. There's no snow on the ground in Chicago. Roads are super clear. But apparently there's supposed to be a super big storm tomorrow, so there's kind of a panic. People are trying to book and change their flights.
And there are others who are hunkering down and hoping for the best to get to their families.
I would love to see my son. I haven't seen him in a while. If I don't get a chance to see him now, I probably won't see him maybe till the fall. So it would be, a little sad, but I understand it.
And some are excited to be in these elements.
Yeah, I take traction control off when I come to the Midwest. I enjoy sliding around.
But the determination of these travelers reiterates the main goal of the holidays: being together with loved ones.
Hope everybody gets home safely and can spend time with their family for the holidays.
When I come home to Minnesota or Fargo, it's definitely Christmas starts.
In Fargo, Kellen Harmon, Valley News Live.
As of now, several arrivals are still delayed at Hector International Airport in Fargo. One has been canceled. Some airlines are even encouraging you to cancel or change your flight for free. You can find that information on your airline's website. Conditions on our roads seem to be going from bad to worse. This was the scene along I-94 earlier tonight, a good example of the challenging conditions we're seeing all across the region. Snow and ice-covered roads continue to be a problem. For more on what's to come, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Hutch.
Well, a wintry mix right in time for the holiday travel. Let's get you caught up with the latest. As you see here from our Luther family forward view, the flakes continue to fly through the lights. And I'll tell you what, it is very icy out there, and these flakes are the light, fluffy kind. So here's what the ingredients are. Dangerous wind chills are in the forecast all the way through the weekend. Blowing, drifting snow, possible ground blizzard conditions Thursday and all the way into Saturday. And then a Christmas clipper comes to join the party as we head into the weekend. So we're getting these fluffy flakes now. When you add wind, we'll get that potential for ground blizzard, particularly in open country. Let's show you the latest. First alert weather days issued last week for now all the way through Friday. Here's the latest road conditions. No travel advised western North Dakota into south central North Dakota and the Bismarck District. Covered roads there in the James River Valley where you see the pink colors. Snow moving through Minneapolis where it's been snowing for the better part of the day. More moving along the I-29 corridor, Omaha to Sioux Falls and Sioux City, all the way out to Denver and the Mile High City. Behind it, Arctic air is going to plow southward into the southern plains. Showers of snow continue through parts of western Minnesota from Becker County straight north into the Polk County area and Red Lake Falls as well as Thief River Falls, where it's 13 below, 14 below in Fargo, and 15 below in Devils Lake right now. Factor in those winds, and it feels like 42. We've already had a 60 below reading down in southwestern parts of North Dakota. 60 below wind chills. Very dangerous. Have that survival kit handy. I'll have details on all of this wintry weather that we'll be contending with and in your hour-by-hour forecast. Stacy here in just a few moments.
60 below, my goodness. Thanks, Hutch.
Dangerous, yeah.
And we have some advice to help keep your pipes from freezing in this weather. Let the cold water drip from the faucet. Don't put antifreeze in your water lines. Keep your garage door closed and never set your thermostat lower than 55 degrees. Now, Xcel Energy also sharing some advice and offering some programs to help you manage your energy use and save during days like today. They say you should reach out to them if you're struggling to pay your bill. They offer payment plans you may not know about through their energy assistance program. Some advice from them to help save money: lower your thermostat just a few degrees, especially when you're not home. Let in sunlight during the day and keep doors inside open to help heat circulate. Several gathered in downtown Fargo tonight on this longest night of the year for Homeless Memorial Day. To honor those who've had their lives shortened by the homelessness experience, they met at Broadway Square around 6:45 and they walked 5 blocks to First Lutheran Church for a memorial service. Holiday travel this season is expected to be the busiest it's been in 3 years, with AAA forecasting numbers just shy of pre-pandemic levels. That's a lot of people on the road, at airports, and a lot of stress. In tonight's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan has some advice to make your trip a little easier.
Busy roads, packed airports, and a lot of stressed holiday travelers.
2022 will be the highest since 2018 and 2019, but not quite as high.
With AAA projecting nearly 113 million people will travel 50 miles or more from December 23rd to January 2nd. Here's some advice from travel experts to make your trip smoother and avoid the most chaos. If you're flying, expect larger crowds. AAA says air travel will see a 14% increase over last year. The first tip, avoid checking a bag. Try only bringing a carry-on.
If your flight gets canceled or you miss a connection, it's far easier to get put on a new plane and be nimble if you don't have a checked bag that they have to go find.
Tip number 2. If you have to check a bag, here are some tips to avoid losing it. A lot of airlines allow you to track your checked luggage on their app. But here's another idea. Tip number 3. Take a tracker like this Apple AirTag and drop it in your bag to track its journey.
It's one of the better tips, especially considering the number of flight disruptions and the number of mishandled bags.
And tip number 4. If you're hitting the road, AAA recommends avoiding these most congested days, Friday before Christmas and coming home on December 27th and 28th.
Since both holidays, both Christmas and New Year's, fall on a weekend this year, then the Friday before the weekend will be a very busy travel day.
In 5, when it comes to saving on gas, Gas Buddy says a little bit of planning goes a long way.
Shop around. They could be leaving low gas prices behind, or the low gas prices could be on the road in front of them.
For today's Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
AAA estimates that travel by bus, rail, and cruise ship will also increase to 3.6 million people this holiday season. That's a 23% increase from last year. Damages are estimated to be $40,000 after a fire at a Fargo apartment complex. That happened at the Block 32 apartments just after 9 this morning. Smoke was coming from the 3rd floor. Crews were able to keep the fire from spreading thanks to snow being shoveled around the fire hydrant. However, 2 people suffered minor smoke inhalation. Still no word on the cause. People in Otter Tail County won't be able to buy THC products for another year. County commissioners voted to place a 1-year pause on the sale of the products while Minnesota state leaders set regulations around the sales. County commissioners say there are concerns for public health and safety. They say this pause will give them time to review requirements on licensing, monitoring, and enforcement. It goes into effect February 1st. Cities within the county, though, may be exempt depending on their local ordinance. A self-serve bar could soon be coming to West Acres Mall in Fargo. Crafty Taps got the green light for a liquor license today. They would serve beer and wine as well as growlers for off sale. Customers would be carded at the door, then given a credit card to swipe at the beer wall to pour themselves a glass. The bar would be in an enclosed area in the food court. While some say it may be the most controlled service in the city, others are raising concerns about how to limit the amount of people drinking.
We can also make changes if we start having issues. That's part, it's a new concept. And so from my perspective, it's a new business, and to give it a try. And if we have issues with overconsumption, I believe we would hear about it.
Crafty Taps would be open during mall hours. They have a goal to open in March. The matter now goes to the full city council for its